rooftop in Beijing,
in China, and it is time to do the backpack giveaway.
Yes, we're going to finally announce the winner. Apologies for taking a bit of time. As you know, we film films for a living, and that occupies a lot of our time. Erik's going to show you our surroundings.
Check this out. Second circle of Beijing.
There you go. And sunset behind us now. And so yeah, we got caught up in a job. We got a bit sick recovering, and we're reading all of your comments as well. So hopefully we got back to everybody. Thank you so much for commenting.
Yeah, there were a lot of great comments. Some of them pretty funny and some pretty serious. It was really cool to read them once we got off the Tibetan plateau.
So we can't thank you enough. We obviously would love to give backpacks to all of you because you've all been a part of the journey. You've all been so enthusiastic and supportive and encouraging of what we're doing. So I think we'll do more giveaways in the future.
Yeah, as you know, we get some more gear in and get it out to you guys, and you know, we like to share what we're doing and share a little what we're getting also.
So we can only pick one winner. This one we picked randomly. I think we just hit scroll on the comments after we'd read them all.
Picked it straight away.
We picked Left Coast Terry.
Left Coast Terry, you got the bag. It's coming to you right when we get back to the United States because shipping here from Beijing is a bit crazy.
Yeah, so we'll get in touch with you. Thank you so much, and we hope that this helps with your adventures. Again, to everybody else, thank you so much, and stay tuned for more adventures from rooftops to mountaintops to other places.
Weird places in the world.
Yeah.
Share your adventures with us, and we'll certainly take you to some places you probably don't want to go.
And you might even, if you stay tuned, you'll find out how Erik ended up with this ridiculous shirt.
You like it? This is a pretty sweet shirt, huh? Ladies?
Yeah, you can leave a comment on that one.
All right, subscribe and share. And thanks, guys.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I suppose that was my one concern about doing this, is that we've had some requests and some comments saying that people wanted longer vlogs, and so I have solved this.
Oh, hey,
by taking
that's
Erik.
a cool. Sorry.
Yes, see what I mean?
Dragon's blood tree.
We're here in Sydney, and Erik's been captivated by the flying foxes, which are bats to the Northern Americans.
Fruit bats.
Fruit bats.
Amazing.
And there's one that got caught on the wires the other day.
He should have stayed at the party, but he decided to fly home drunk.
Yeah.
At least it looked like it. Ran into a bit of a wire. It's cool though, man. The flocks of, I mean, literally flocks of fruit bats. I've never seen anything like that before. Pretty amazing coming from the northern climes, which we are not in today. We're in the freaking desert.
Well, yes, this brings me to my point. Here we are in my hood. This is Sydney. This is kind of where I grew up, actually, just over here. But move your head. That is UNSW, the University of New South Wales, which is where I graduated.
I'm still here.
My house is just around the corner, and we're walking up to the bus because today we are going to do tourist at home. So obviously I'm at home, but Erik's a tourist here, so we're going to do a bit of the old and a bit of the new. So I'm going to show Erik some kind of old parts of, I guess not so much old, but parts of Sydney that relate to my history here, and then Erik's going to find some new stuff to show me about my own city.
How am I going to do that?
I don't know. I
don't know anything about Sydney. Care to follow me on walkabout?
So what we're going to do is we're going to head into town toward the botanical gardens, and Erik, as you know by now, has a
penchant.
Penchant, as they say, for what are you? You're like, I keep calling him plant man, but you've got a more technical degree than that, don't you?
Yeah, plant molecular biology. I know a lot about plants because they're cool and you can do stuff to them you can't do to humans.
Alright, well that's another vlog. So we've decided to head in there and then Erik's going to show me, some cool things about the plants in the Sydney Botanical Garden. It's a hot day, a little bit windy.
You shouldn't get entirely bored.
We'll try.
That's really cool, there's some cool stuff.
We'll make sure it's interesting, don't worry.
I want to go to the Arboretum or Botanical Garden, so we're going. Where do you want to go?
Well, I've been everywhere, man.
I've been everywhere.
No, so that's the whole point of the vlog today, is to kind of show...
What is the point?
I don't know what the point is. Well, I told you what the point is. The point is I'm gonna...
Why don't you take me somewhere cool too?
Well, that's what we're gonna do.
Because I'm taking you somewhere educational.
Well, it's kind of like my Sydney from like growing up here, and then Erik's Sydney from a tourist perspective.
Is this our bus?
Yep, this is our bus.
Alright, cool. Got my card out. I got a card.
Sea legs.
Yeah, so it did it. Cool. Tap on and tap off. I'm super tan. Look at me.
You are super tan.
I got white shoes.
I'm looking after myself. I gotta live here. I can't induce cancer in like 3 days.
At 47 years old, I figure that I'll die before cancer on set.
Yeah, I'm not at that stage yet. I'm playing the long game, my friend. This is my favourite seat in the bus. This is why I used to ride the bus to school. We ride public buses to school here in Australia. And I would sit here, because I can see everybody. But there's also a more complicated, more technical reason. It's because the bus is so wide that the far right-hand side of the bus sits up on the canter of the road, and then the left-hand side of the bus sits down in the gutter, which means there's a slope to the bus. And this way I don't slide off the seat. I get a comfortable seat.
You know what? We would not sit in the corner, but sit on the outside. So when the bus did that, it slide right into the girls. Oh, hello. More devious. Luckily, a little cloud cover because it's been toasty hot. I think about 90, 95 degrees. Let's go check things out.
So here we are at Plant Zoo, or Arboretum as Erik's been calling it, but as Sydney-siders know it, this is the Royal Botanical Gardens. So this is a spot that's got a few little memories for me in it, but I'm going to see, well, Erik's going to show us some new cool things in here.
Although you're in a city and in a botanical garden, I like coming here because I like being in the bush, and sometimes you just can't get to it. But what's really cool is you still get to, I mean, if you're observant, you really get to do some cool things inside of places like this. So I like to always be observant, just like when we're out filming, we're always observant. It's super important. And one of the things that I came up on here just a minute ago was all of a sudden there's all like this bird crap here. And not only is there bird crap, but look at this. There's feathers here, and there's a bit of an egg. You just look up and you see just up there, there's a couple of these long black snouted birds, and they're nesting up there. And there's several of them nesting because you see all the plants are just covered in crap, which is really cool because this is full of nitrates and nitrogen, and you can actually take this if you get enough bird crap and do a few other things. You can make gunpowder out of it. We used to collect it when we were kids. That's cool. Let's go. There's a dinosaur tree. Let's go check out the dinosaur tree. I know it's around here somewhere.
So Erik has helped me join some dots together. Remember I was telling you, Erik, about the bushwalker in Australia that found an old tree and it was very famous and blah blah blah, and then we just come here and Erik's saying, oh, there's this really old tree in the botanical gardens, and we get here and we realize that it's the same tree.
So I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited to touch a dinosaur. This is literally a dinosaur. Everybody always thinks dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus Rex or any of these other things you see in the movies, but there are a lot of very prehistoric plants, small animals, insects, but for me, the prehistoric plants. And I'm touching the Wollemi dinosaur tree. I get very excited about these things. I don't think anybody else does. This is the dragon's blood tree. I get in trouble to do this on camera. I like to scrape it because the sap, it's red. It's very cool. You might be able to see some of it come here. When it comes out, dragon's blood tree. How many trees do you know they're gonna bleed? If it was if it was more viscous, if it was newer. Dragon's blood. Tree that bleeds. I think, Vivian, if we take some of the sap of the dragon's blood tree, it might come in handy for some spells at Hogwarts, right? What would the spell book be, Vivian? That this was
Dragon's blood.
I'm sure we can use it, don't you think?
I'm pretty sure I could find that in a potions book.
Yeah, so I'll give this to Vivian as a present someday, along with like a wand, her own personal wand, maybe made out of the dragon's blood tree. Bet she'd like that.
I still maintain that my letter to Hogwarts got lost in the owl mail.
Your letter to Hogwarts?
Oh yeah, I was supposed to go to Hogwarts, and then I think my letter got lost in the mail, and I ended up having to go to Muggle High School. Still waiting though. I'd still go back to high school if it meant going back to Hogwarts. Easily.
This is really cool. I had to wade into the taro plant here. The last time I encountered this plant, I was up in the highlands of Fiji, and they took the root and boiled it and mashed up, and all they did is put rock salt on it. I've always wished I could have some more taro root at some point. It was very, very good, and this is just a bit nostalgic for me to wander through this.
Well, this is then the source of all my misery as a child. But I'm kind of glad I've done them now. But this is it. This is the exams, and you go down here around the end. I've got a couple of friends now that actually study here at university at the conservatorium. Phenomenal musicians. So if you stick with it, it's absolutely worth it. But we're here at a little piece of nostalgia for me, which is the Conservatorium of Music, which actually backs into the park. And I'm going to hopefully not scare this little boy, but we're going to see if we can ask him some questions. So are you about to do an exam? Or
Yes.
Yes? What grade exam?
Preliminary.
Preliminary? That's amazing. Can I say congratulations on all your work, and please continue.
Okay.
Are you scared today? Bit nervous?
Kind of.
Bit nervous? Trust me, it'll all go away, and it's absolutely worth it.
Okay.
Have the best time.
Thank you.
That used to be me when I was about that age, all the way up to, I don't know, I think my last exam would have been, I was maybe 18. I finished on 8th grade trumpet, so I've done piano exams, classical trumpet exams in here, and I was just like him, nervous and just totally like wondering what the hell is this thing that Mum's making me do. But yeah, I'm now quite comfortable standing in front of this building, but a few years ago I was a bit like him, just total nervous wreck, wanted to get it over and done with.
We're just looking at the prehistoric tree over there, and then we just walked into like arachnophobia. This is really cool. You gotta see the spiders in here. Look at that thing. There's a giant spider here, but when you just start to look around, there's one here, there's one here, there's one over there, one over there, one over there. There's like 6 of them behind there, behind Vivian in this giant web.
Can you imagine, Eric, what like human society would look like if women were, or men were 1/10 the size of women? Courtesy of the tour that we've been doing here with Eric around my hometown, I've discovered that I am here at the oldest bridge in Australia. Something I had no idea about until today. This is a waterway canal that was carved by the convicts to get water from the harbour up into the botanical gardens. Pretty cool.
I'm trying to move through the botanical garden here, trying to show Vivian some really cool stuff, and I'm like getting sidetracked constantly. Like we got this spider lily right here, which is super cool. And then around the corner, we have looks like a couple of Aureliums, and we just passed some cool bananas, but I still want to check this one out, but I don't know what it is. Do you know what this is? Cool. I know a lot of them, but not all of them. I don't know what kind of palm this is. I only know a couple palms. But I wonder if it's edible. I don't know. But listen, they keep falling out of the tree. It's cool.
Eric.
Huh, what?
Says,
what?
Just down here, the colourful seeds of these cynads are poisonous and should not be touched.
Oh, come on. I can't believe they can't be touched. It didn't come off on me, I don't think. Maybe I should go wash my hands.